G'day viewers, this is Troy from Troy's Visual Arts channel. Right here I have my 1959 His Master's Voice F5 chassis black and white TV set, disassembled. I've basically removed the chassis from the cabinet because I'm going to be listing down all the paper capacitors inside this chassis to replace, because paper capacitors are very unreliable. This television set works and is making decent pictures, however it's got vertical linearity problems, which the picture is squashed up at the top. And yeah, part of the problem would be unreliable paper capacitors. Anyhow, the chassis is, this is a chassis right here, removed from the set. As you can see, there's no printed circuitry. It's still all point-to-point wiring. Printed circuit boards were pretty much new on the scene in the late 1950s and were not so much used over here in Australia, I guess, but they were sort of started to be used in RCA sets over in America. Anyhow, this is all point-to-point soldering, which looks like a bird's nest of wiring. It's one way of describing it. Anyways, it's looking pretty good underneath in terms of cosmetical condition. It's very clean. There's pretty much no caked up dust or anything like that. It appears that some of the wax paper capacitors have melted though. Anyhow, on top of the chassis is all the valves, and there is quite a few of them. Pretty much, I guess, your standard valves you'd see in old radio sets as well. There's also the metal can capacitors, which I guess some are electrolytic, some are oil filled. Those ones here appear to be electrolytic. And here we have some larger valves, AWA brand. Here we have the high voltage cage where the extra high tension supply comes from. That's our EHT connector, which connects to the side of the tube of the TV. And on the Anyways, it's quite easy to disassemble this chassis from the TV sets. Just a few screws underneath. Take off all the knobs at the front and disconnect the two connectors, to one going to the tube and one coming from the tube to the high voltage section, and yeah, just remove it straight from there. Looking at the set front on, yeah, it's your typical classic Australian TV set. Large screen, which I guess is probably about 22 inches perhaps. There's your typical 1950s exterior appearance. Oh. Classic rotary knobs and adjustment control knobs. Anyways, just like this Andrea VJ12 chassis TV over here, I'm going to be replacing all the wax paper capacitors inside the chassis, and yeah, hopefully the TV will work a lot better and produce a nice linear, perfect quality black and white picture. I'll keep you updated on the progress I make with this set. This is Troy from the Troy's Visual Arts channel, signing out.